Next, we have a product launch, and I'm super excited because, well, these guys were in Startup Sauna about a year ago, and I want to say a little story. So, about a year ago, I was in Silicon Valley with Futureful, and in a meeting with investors from DFJ. And when the meeting was over, we were leaving the building, the investors were actually running after Marco Anderson to bring him back for a second interview. So finally, after all this time, Futureful is unveiling today what made the investors so excited. So please welcome on stage my fellow Canadian, Marco Anderson.
Thanks. Well, that was quite an intro. First Gangnam Style, and then fellow Canadian living in Helsinki. So, yeah, we had a little bit of interest back then, and we haven't had a lot since then. So we're really excited, in this venue, this environment, to really unveil for the first time what we've been working really so hard on. So, Futureful is really, it grew out of a combination of three passions we have in the team. One is the iPad, so I've been the inconvenient one who's had to plug in today. So the iPad, artificial intelligence, and just surfing the web. And we've been working very hard on how do we create an exciting new experience that combines the best of these things and brings all the inspiration and beauty and imagination of the internet to you. Before I get into that, there was one quote. I guess this would be something that someone from a company called Futureful might say, but actually I can't take credit for this. This is a quote from Paul Graham of Y Combinator. So he had a blog post a couple days ago, and it was one of his classic, wonderful long pieces, and it was about how startups come up with ideas. And obviously that's a mysterious topic. Everybody has their opinion. I'm not sure if there's one right answer, but this is how he summarized and described how startups come up with ideas. And, to me, this couldn't go closer to the essence in terms of like how we work as a team and how we try and do it. So it's not like we're walking around with like tinfoil hats and we have robots making us coffee in the morning, but we find this quite inspirational. First, I want to introduce the team. There was a lot of talk this morning about culture and design and how to craft a creative movement, if you will. We've been pretty conscious about this, and we have a great mix of guys. We view ourselves as a combination of humanists and computer scientists. We think real magic happens when you combine machine learning and human understanding. So. We have a crazy mix of, design, algorithms, mathematics, interface design, sociology, architecture, and generally I just try and get out of the way, and I'm honored to be able to kind of come here and share with you today. One other announcement we'd like to make, actually, before I get into the product demo, is we've had one other key person working with us over the last year that's really been a wonderful support and help. So Jonas Fries, probably most famous for Kazaa and Skype, one of the most successful and visionary tech entrepreneurs ever to come out of Europe. So we've been we basically did a seed round recently, and he's just been an invaluable mentor for us in terms of providing a sounding board. I think he's watching on the internet now, so thank you very much, and thanks for believing in the team and believing in the product, and we're happy to unveil today. So, getting more concretely into what we're doing. So, the web's been around for 20, 30 years, depending on how you want to slice it. we've been browsing the same way for the last 20 years. We've been searching the same way for the last 10 or 15 years. And over the last kind of 5 years or so, we've been struggling to keep up with our social feed. All of these things have become, a fundamental part of our day-to-day life. At the same time, isn't there something new? Isn't there something better? We're talking about all of these advancements that have come since then, yet we're still kind of discovering things the same way. So if I can get into the product demo, and I'm going live on the Wi-Fi here, so hopefully the gods are with us. So I can introduce, we have a very stripped down user interface. What you see coming across the top here. So this is an account I've signed in with my Twitter, and I've also been using it for some time. So the idea is mobile devices aren't great for typing. The idea that information should find you. So, what our artificial intelligence is doing now is going and finding things that I might be interested in and representing those in terms of like tags or topics. And very simple, I can just choose something. So Silicon Valley, obviously I'm interested in a lot of tech-related content and news. The internet is working. And then basically it's, we got an advertisement here. If I skip to the next one, I pull down and I get the next related content to that. And simply we've built the browser into the app. We're launching as iPad app only. And it's a new way to kind of consume content. So, standard web page, easy and smooth. And if you notice what happened at the top now, I get more content and more topics related to this. So once I've chosen Silicon Valley, I get things related to Moore's Law and Google. So if I choose that, basically it starts to combine these concepts. So taking you on a bit of a journey, the same way, you used to surf the web when there was, a more surprising or serendipitous way to see things. So then it starts to combine Google and Silicon Valley, and former Google lawyer leads the Silicon Valley Patent Office. I'm interested in algorithms. Now it starts to bring me content related to these things. So there's something about the Silicon Valley reality TV show and something related to algorithms. I can kind of remove things and go back to the original topic I was on. So, that's pretty much it. And, okay, we've been working on this for over 2 years now, and it's kind of like we want the interface to be as simple and fluid as possible. And, of course, all of the magic is happening in the back end. So I get, based on my usage of this service, I get very different things coming to me, like technology. There's something about Kickstarter, whereas somebody else who's interested in different topics obviously would get different things proposed to them. Also, the content related to that. So if I choose Silicon Valley and somebody else does, the content would be different. So somebody might be interested more in technical software related stuff. Somebody might be more interested in marketing. So the idea is that every time is something new. And another difference from search is that I never see the same content again. So if I went and Googled Silicon Valley, I'm not getting the most compelling results perhaps. And if I go back tomorrow, I'm probably getting the same thing again, et cetera, et cetera. So, a very simple way to surf the web. You can also type things in. So, this is more of a search type experience, and then I'll get something related to the Slush conference, hopefully not snow and bad weather, but the conference. So here's something related to Blast previous launch. I think it was earlier today. And you can start to see some of the names coming in of various startups related to the event, etc. I don't know how I'm doing for time. I'll explain a little bit deeper on some of the other features. That's the core, a new way to discover things. And of course, I can also, if I see something interesting, I can also favorite that. And this goes back to a little bit, I don't know who's familiar with Delicious. That was a very popular service before they kind of fizzled out with Yahoo. But the idea that you bookmark and tag things so they're much easier to find later. And of course, in our system, the benefit is it also spreads the signal for other people. So if I save that with the tags that have been proposed, then I can go to my favorites page or my bookmarks, and you can see now that at the top of the list is something related to the Blast launch and Jonas Hjelt. I can search there if I split out the keyboard. So I write in A, and I start to get all of the things I've ever bookmarked related to the letter A. I can also, if I press mobile, I don't have a lot of favorites there, and I can go back and open up that later. So that's the core user experience. Hopefully it seems simple and intuitive. And again, the magic is really happening on the back end to understand what your interests are. So it's a living, breathing system, and this goes back to what I said. We've been iterating with beta users for a couple of years now, and couldn't be more excited to show this to you today and announce the funding. Last but not least, so we're going to be launching this in the US App Store beginning of January 2013. So we're ramping up the private beta now, and if you email this address and you have an iPad, we're iPad only now. We'd be happy to get you the private beta to play around before we have the public launch. So again, we couldn't be happier to do this in Slush in front of a lot of familiar faces. I'll be around. My co-founder Jarno will be around as well. Come talk to us. We'll be here for the next couple hours. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you, Marco. And way to have the courage to do a live demo on our Wi-Fi. I think you were the only foolish one, yeah. Whew.